Welcome back. We're here, the Duck Call Room. Look, if you're listening on all your podcast devices, Apple, Google Play, all that kind of good stuff, just remember there is a video link that goes along with it on our YouTube channel, the Duck Commander YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe while you're there. That way you don't miss any of the stuff. I know we look through the comments and all that kind of stuff, the reviews, and everybody's like, well, I wish it had a video link. Well, it does, and that's on our YouTube channel, so check that out. It goes live when the podcast goes live, so just in case you desire to look at Godwin or John David or Stone or Phillip or Si, or I doubt it's me, but if you want to see us cut up, then feel free to check it out, huh?
You look pale.
Pale.
I look pale. I heard that all last week. Everybody's worried I was sick, and I can assure you I'm not sick, but let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off of this. It's been a couple of weeks since our esteemed co-host, Uncle Si, was with us. So we're here to tell you why Si hadn't been here. And who wants it?
I don't even want to say it.
Well,
I don't even want to say it either.
This is how it started off. I'll get us going. So Si's wife, Miss Christine, she gets COVID and gives it to Si. He did not know that he had COVID when he went on a hunting trip with Jay Stone.
Yep.
Go ahead, Stone.
Well, I noticed when I picked him up, he looked a little peaked. But
Peaked, huh?
yeah.
Pale.
Pale.
I said, Si, you all right? He said, yeah, let's go kill them ducks.
Ha. Yep.
So, nothing Si likes better than a good teal swat. So we're going to South Louisiana to swat some teal. Well, on the way down there, he didn't say 5 words.
Wasn't singing along.
Wasn't singing, wasn't joking.
Yeah,
That's
something's
unusual.
wrong.
I knew. I thought maybe he's just, because he's got the COPD. I thought maybe he's just out, low energy day. But he wasn't his normal self. And all the way down there, and I thought, So we got up the next morning, and the blue wing just swarmed us. And we hit inside, just bum, 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 yeah. Bum, 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 bum. And usually when he's doing that, he's laughing and cutting up. No, he was just shooting ducks, and that was it.
And reloading.
So
he was acting like Jace.
But he was, yeah, that's right.
What about claiming? Was he claiming?
Oh yeah, he claimed.
Okay,
He said, "Well, I did all right on that group, boys." But it wasn't his usual. Boy, I was 3 for 3.
Yeah,
wasn't that?
If I wouldn't have shot, y'all wouldn't have killed any.
But we had a good time, and woke up the next morning. I could tell he didn't feel good because, we were talking about going fishing. He said, I'm gonna sleep in. Well, he slept. He went to bed that night about 6:30, and he woke up the next morning to go hunting. We went hunting again, and he was looking about the same, maybe a little worse for wear, but his breathing was okay. And we got out there the next morning, same thing, ripped the tail again, and this time it was no response. I knew something was wrong then. So we got back. I told my buddy Josh Galt, I said, I think there's something wrong. We need to load up and head on. And so we loaded up the truck, got him home, and he immediately went to sleep. Immediately.
So Jay called me. He said, "Hey, Phillip, so I ain't feeling good." Now Jay don't know exactly what's the cause, but Jay just knows something ain't right with that.
That's right.
He said, "Go by there Monday and check on him," because it happened to be a snow day. So I was off work, so I go over about 1 o'clock. He's still sleeping now. I go in 1:30, nothing. I go in at 2 o'clock. I said, "Hey, you got to get up." He gets up. I get him into the living room, but he don't look good. So I called Jay. I said, "Look, it seems like he's talking, but he doesn't look like he feels good." He's like, "Yeah, take him to the doctor." Yeah. I said, "Si, I'm taking you to the doctor." Ha! No, boys.
No, he wouldn't let him take him to the doctor.
No. Hey.
Well,
no,
I remember, so Hunter was going to go with me, the cameraman that went with Jay and Si. Hunter was going to go with me Monday and film. It was snowing. That was a snow day. We were going to go film the ducks in the snow. And then he was like, "Man, I just don't feel good." And I was like, well, then, long weekend. You worked all weekend, stay at home. No big deal. Well, then he calls me Monday and says, "I'm running fever." And I was like, go get checked.
Yep.
Right now, go get checked before we finish out this duck season. So Hunter pops positive for COVID.
That's right. And that's when Hunter called me.
Yeah, I told Hunter to
And
call Jay.
The day before, Si would not let Phillip take him to the doctor.
Yeah.
So I go to Si's immediately. He's laid up in the bed. I said, Si, we going to the hospital? He said, nope.
Nope. Nope.
I said,
He hates the hospital.
I said, you got the COVID. He's like, no, I don't. I said, yeah, you do. I said, get out of bed, get in my truck, let's go. He said, I ain't going. I said, you going if I have to load you up in that truck myself. And he couldn't stand up. He was so weak.
Yeah.
And I called my buddy Chad. He's a nurse practitioner at the local hospital here. They had him in there waiting on him. I finally got him in the rig. And
that was a funny phone conversation
look,
because you called me all the way to the hospital. And Si was like, you could tell he wasn't feeling good, but he was trying to be Si because he said, hey, I'm going under protest, boys. I just want y'all to know I'm going under protest.
So I get him out of the truck. Chad's waiting there in the wheelchair. I get him out of the truck, get him in the wheelchair. He looks up at me. He said, we burned them blue wings, didn't we? I said, we sure did. So, and look, I was scared to death.
Oh, man.
Because we all love that old man like he's our grandpa.
Yep.
Hey,
And,
ain't no doubt.
And we had a lot of good memories with him. And
Yep.
I said, Si, fight this thing now. I said, don't give up on us. He said, hey, I ain't giving up, Jack. And that's the last thing he said to me when he rolled in that hospital. Was, of course, you can't visit.
Can't do nothing.
So they put him through 5 days of the treatment. And they called me up. They said, all right, yeah, come get Uncle Si. He's about to drive us crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, Jay was keeping me in the loop, and so I said, all right, I got to talk to him. You know, I've talked to him every day for 10 years. I got to find out, how he's doing. So I call up there. There's like, no, we don't have a Silas Merritt Robertson at the hospital. We don't. I was like, date of birth. What do you need? Nope, he's not here. I said, yeah, he's there. I got to go through 50 people. Finally, I called Stone. I said, are you sure he's there? He said, oh, he's there. You got to have this passcode.
Secret code.
Secret code. So I'm like, okay. I called back up there. I said, hey, I got the secret code. They're like, okay, what is it? So they ring me through. Look, the phone just rings. Nobody answers. I say, he ain't there. It goes to the nurse's station. She answers the phone. I said, look, here's what's happening. I'm calling in there, and he don't know what's making that noise. I know because he don't know one noise from the next.
Yeah.
That's why I go there and check all these things that's going on, thinking it's
his
alarm
clock / security system.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something's going on.
I said, go tell him the phone's ringing and tell him that it's Phillip trying to get in touch with him. So ring, ring, ring. Hello. I said, oh, you found the phone. Yep. I ain't talked to him about 3 days. That's all he's got? Yep.
So he does good in the hospital, does great. And they call me up, hey, come get Uncle Si. He's driving everybody nuts up here. He's doing great. He's ready to go home. So in the meantime, Phillip has been talking to Christine, making sure she's okay. She's sad that Si's not there. Of course, it's scary.
Yeah.
She's thinking she might lose her husband.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. When I pulled up to the door with Si coming back from the hospital, and I opened the door, Si walks in, Christine standing there smiling. She's got her arms open. She says, welcome home, Si. He looked at her and said, yep.
I can see that happening.
It's probably the most Robertson line ever.
He sat down in that chair and he turned on that Western and propped his feet up. Said, okay, boys.
Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke, that's right.
Just
So,
like that, he was back in his spot.
but that wasn't the end of it. It was,
Yeah.
of course, the Robertsons are known to be set in their ways.
Self-diagnosed.
Self-diagnosis. So we get him home and everything's looking good. Well, the next day I called him. I said, Si, how you feeling? He said, I'm all right. And he didn't sound all right. And I thought, he don't sound all right. I said, you been taking your medicine? He's like, yep. What else you been doing? You been walking around? Yep.
Just
And
The
so-
yep has started.
And then I
Yep,
called
yep.
Phillip. I said, Phillip, call him up. See what you think. So Phillip calls him up and told Phillip the same thing. Well, the next day, I called down there and, same deal. I said, Si, how you feeling? Except it was mumbling. And I thought, this ain't good. So I immediately get in the truck, drive over there, and he's just curled up in bed. Looks terrible. And I said, Si, you going backwards. You been taking your medicine? He went,
Yeah.
Like an old dog.
Oh, I know it. He was growling at me. So I went over there, and all the medicine was still in his deal, you know. He hadn't took it. He didn't have his oxygen on him. Of course, being a COPDer, while you're trying to recover from this, you got to stay on it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was only on 2 liters, so it was not a lot. He just needs to do it.
Yeah.
But
So we had the oxygen rolled in, plugged it in, strapped him on. I mean, he's sitting in his easy chair with this oxygen blowing. And that's when Paula and John came over and kind of helped us understand how to use it. And Jay was like, Phillip, we got to get him eating. We got to get him taking his meds. I said,
Yeah.
we going to do that.
'Cause,
That's when I called Martin. I was like, Martin, I need you to psych me up. I'm going in.
yeah. So
Suit up.
that's when Phillip decided I'm moving in.
Moving in. Yeah. Home health with Phillip. Home
That's
health
it.
with old Fred.
I do not advise it.
Well, I remember I told Si, you know, because Jay called me and I said, well, we need to go get his chest x-ray because his oxygen had dropped down. And yeah, I just went through all this. We haven't talked about it, but everything that Si went through, my dad went through. Difference is he ain't here no more. So it got him. So I was like, it ain't getting Si. No, I'm not on my watch. It's already happened one time and out of our control, nothing we could do. But now that we know what to do, like, it ain't getting him. Right. So I was like, I got on the phone with Si. I said, Si, here's the deal. We love you. If you don't want us to be the biggest pain in your butt you've ever seen, then you just do what you told. And I said, now, if you want us to call and bark and gripe at you every day, we'll do that. That's fine if that's what it'll take. He's, no, I ain't going to do that. No, we gonna do it. And I was like, all right. But then we still sent Phillip in for recon. We had to drop old Phil in there and just make him do it. But that, you know, that's what's so cool and frustrating about that generation of men is they're headstrong. They grew up tough as nails through stuff that most of us, for the most part, ain't had to deal with. I mean, Si was dropped in Vietnam for crying out loud, you know? So, I mean, they know how to survive. They're survivalists. They're tough. And when they get down, it is a hard fact for them to face that, dadgum, I need help, you know? And my dad's same way. One of the toughest people I ever met. Ain't ever said nothing hurt in his life, you know? So
try to do it themselves.
Yeah, they think, well, I can beat this. Ain't no problem. I've beat everything else up until this point. But with this one, there's a problem.
Yep.
Like, he's non-discriminatory, and if you ain't careful, he'll kill you. I mean, that's just where it is, you know. So, no, I'm glad I'm glad everybody was there. I'm glad that everybody has stepped up. John and Paula helping him getting the machine up. Jay getting him to the doctor. Phil moving in with him. We're saying all this to tell you that Uncle Si is currently doing well.
He's back to being a noisemaker. The first day I went over there, he was just laid back in his chair. You know how he's a noisemaker. He ain't making no noise. But I was in there yesterday, and I wasn't even in the same room. I heard him in there. Ah!
Oh, he's back.
Oh, that's good.
So today I go over there. I've been bringing him lunch every day and watching him take his medicine. And today I said, all right, Si, we're going to start rehab. We got to get them legs moving. And he said, no, I ain't doing that. I said, yeah, you are, too. You going to do it. So I got his little bicycle, that little bicycle he puts in front of his recliner. So I pulled that blanket up. He's in his tighty whities. And I pushed that recliner down, pulled that blanket up, and I was looking at his legs. I was looking for black spots. You know, I was looking for blood clots. He said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for black dots. He said, hey, son, ain't no black dots on these legs. He said, this boy ain't clotting up. This boy ain't clotting up.
No.
I said, you will if you don't move. So I said, all right, we're going to do 5 minutes on this little bicycle. He went, So I set my timer. I said, now just go real slow. I put the oxygen meter on him. I was watching him close because we kept his oxygen on, and he pedaled for 5 minutes. He said, hey, ain't nothing to this. I said, all right, so here's the plan. I said, next week we're going to play dominoes at my house on about Monday or Tuesday. This is after hunt season. He said, "Yep." What are you cooking? I said, "I don't know yet." So
He loves Stone's cooking.
Oh yeah.
If that don't get him going,
yeah.
nothing will.
The man, if you look at it, he just loves to eat. Period.
Oh, he
does.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
So I brought yesterday. I brought him some. What you were there yesterday with me, weren't you?
It was
Duck fingers.
Duck fingers.
Yeah.
I fried duck fingers, and the day before that, John brought him some chicken and dumplings.
Yeah.
And
Well, they was told. I was told. Well, Paula took some over there the other day, and I was told that he just raved on it. But come to find out, well, Stone fixed him some, and then he took one bite, and he goes, "That ain't much." but Christine over there with a sparkle in her eye said, "Oh, I'll take care of that."
Oh, that's
So
that's
that
what
was-
it was.
it
Miss
was
Christine,
Christine.
she's siphoning off the extra.
well, we already know he don't like that pot pie.
Oh, he don't like that.
He don't like it
pot
chicken.
pie,
I think
no.
it's chicken is what he don't like.
Well,
But he ain't much on
the good news is, the great news is, hopefully next week, Si will be back with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we will be right back after this. All right. As general manager of Duck Commander, look, I can tell you all, I'm all too familiar with how HR disputes come up and all that kind of stuff. So, there's this really cool service called Bambi.com that is basically an online HR department for you. And if you are a new business, a new startup, anything like that, you can go on there. They'll provide you with your HR policy, make sure that you're a HR manager, and make sure that you're compliant with everything. And it's only $99 a month. That sounds like a lot probably, but if you're a small business and you have to hire an HR department, the average salary of HR person is like $60,000, $70,000 a year. So you're looking at $1,200 a year to have it all done for you through Bambi.com, or $60,000 a year. So when you're a startup, saving money is what you have to do. Look, it's month to month. There are no hidden fees, and you can cancel it at any time. You can get a free HR audit today. All you have to do is go to Bambi.com/duck and schedule your free audit. That's Bambi.com/duck, spelled BAM to the BEE.com/duck.
I was not aware we had an HR department.
Yeah.
So, Si's doing well. He's on the road to recovery. Stone's got a little plan for him on his recovery, and he'll hopefully be back with us. So that's a good thing. So, Stone, where we at in the recovery? He's pedaling the bicycle.
Well, he's pedaling the bicycle. He's eating good. He's taking in a lot of fluids, taking his meds. His oxygen levels look really good.
Which is good because his mind is right.
That's
You
right.
know, I don't
That's
know
right.
that his mind's ever been right,
Yeah.
but
I was
it's
fixing to say.
it's pretty
it's
right now.
It's a quarter off plum anyway. But,
yeah.
We went from not being able to get him to smile or laugh. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's when I called Martin. I was like, "Hey, give him some of your best stuff when you call him. See if you can get him to laugh."
Yeah, I'm not going to divulge what I did to get a good giggle out of him. But, sometimes you
He
just
told me
got
about
to.
it.
Yeah,
Some things are unknowable.
There's some things.
Sometimes you just
got.
got to go back to the Army days with Si and have a little fun with him.
That's why him and Stone get along so
Yeah,
good.
that's
right.
exactly
Bertie,
right.
you know, a lot of people, they like tomato juice, but he likes that. What's it called?
Mr. T's
Spicy.
Bold and spicy.
bold and spicy tomato juice. Now you can't. Don't try anything else in there.
That's a
If
Bloody
you-
Mary mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to go to the alcohol aisle to get it.
Yeah.
But don't go in there with anything
That
else.
was
He won't drink it.
That was the only thing I could get him
Yeah,
to
to
consume.
Sans vodka.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Bloody
Got
Mary mix without
jalapenos
the
in it.
vodka.
Yeah. Got a lot
He
of
likes them jalapenos.
He likes that stuff. I mean, the man every night eats about half a jar of jalapeno stuffed olives.
Yep.
So, I mean,
That was his first meal. Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew things
crazy.
were starting to get better when he hadn't eaten in a while. We were watching Gunsmoke, and he just turns to me and he says, "Hot chocolate with marshmallows." And he turned it, and he had it on mute, and then he turned the mute back off, and he said, "All right, boys, here we go." I got up and went and got what he wanted, and he's like, "Okay." Whoa,
Yeah.
hey, okay, here we go.
Barking
Oh,
them orders now.
okay,
he's,
boys.
he's milking it.
But you got to watch him, though. He'll milk it.
He's
Like
Oh,
milking.
will he milk
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Oh, I'm
so,
sure.
So
Uncle
the rehab started today with the pedaling, and I told him, I said, I need you to do that 3 times a day. He said, yep. I said, don't just do it when I'm here. Do it 3 times a day. He said, all right.
That's
And,
what's gonna happen. If you don't go over, he ain't doing it.
So
Right.
we're gonna get them legs moving a little bit, and I told him the plan is we're gonna play dominoes. Then I got some veterans coming in for the veterans hunt. We have a day set aside here in Louisiana where only veterans can shoot ducks, which is nice.
Oh, it's
It
awesome.
should be a week, but it's a day. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I got some guys coming in, and I'm going to have a big feed. I said, all right, we're going to have a big feed. Si loves to entertain veterans. He loves to be around veterans.
Yep.
That's his favorite thing. So I said, you going to make that meal? I'm going to have it in my house. I'm going to come get you or get Phillip to bring you over. We're going to have a big time. Then we're going to wake up next morning, and we're going on a veterans duck hunt. And we're going to burn our gun barrels off. He looked at me and said, which blind we going to? And I said, I don't know yet. I got to do some scouting. He said, all right. He said, make it a comfortable blind. I'm like, okay.
That'd make you wish you could go buy 30 green-winged teal and turn them out for him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Just to welcome him back to the fold, you
So
know, because
he-
there ain't nothing Si Robertson loves more than shooting green-winged teal.
That's right.
Nothing in
And
this
look,
world.
I hated it so much yesterday because the green wing quit showing up on our side of the river 10
Yeah.
years ago. Yeah, they used to show up all the time. But we were sitting there, me, Phil, and Jace, and I looked up, and there's 25 green winged teal. We're in the woods in a timber hole. And they just did that. You know, they do that bank
Oh yeah,
like a warthog, and they just come right in there.
yeah.
Got this high off the water, and we raised up, boom, 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 9 for 9. And
That's pretty sporty.
Oh,
man.
that's sporty.
And I told Phil, I said, Si's been waiting on this for 10 years. And Phil said, good night, he missed it. He missed it. I said, I know. I said, I don't even think I'm going to tell him about it.
You know the Robertsons are famous for being sympathists anyway. So Phil
Oh.
probably Phil's saying he missed it and laughing under his breath at
Yeah.
the same time, saying that weak sucker. You know, I mean but that's just how they were raised, man. They's tough. They
tough.
all tough.
Tough
Only
as
the
boot
strong survive.
Yeah, and just they made fun of each other when they get down. That's what's
Yeah.
funny. I mean, I'm sure Phil's called him, and here's probably how the conversation went. Hey, Si. Yep. How you doing? I'm all right. All right. Well, I was just checking on you. All right. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. All right. All right. Bonk.
Yeah.
And then Kay says, Phil, how's Si doing?
Oh, he's doing good.
Yep, he's good.
Well, Si made it plainly clear to me on multiple occasions that he's good with no matter what happens.
Oh, yeah. Well, we
And
all know that.
We all
but-
know that. And he said, hey, son, no regrets.
Yeah.
I lived my life the way I wanted to live it, and I had a ball on this earth.
Yeah.
He said, I'm ready to go right now. So,
We
but
ain't ready.
I ain't ready for him to go.
No, heck no.
We have too much fun with it.
I guarantee you. I mean, could you imagine at this point life without Si? Are you kidding? I mean, it'd be a lot quieter, but you know, we wouldn't laugh, we wouldn't carry on, we wouldn't. Who gonna slam the table at dominoes like him for 17? Don't even count. Like
Si, that's not a count. Hey.
it don't matter.
Well, hey.
And it ain't gonna be one for you. 18. I mean, that's just the kind of stuff he does. You know, it's hilarious. I mean, imagine sitting around a poker table without Si there. I mean, everybody that may end the game. Like if Si ain't there, then that's just it's unbelievable when you stop and think about the impact, not only on all the people's lives that he's had via the television show, but through all of our lives. I mean, the community of people that he keeps. I mean, when it is his time, and granted, it's closer every day for him at 72, then there's going to be a lot of us looking around like, what in the world? Because the man is just, he's unbelievable. I mean, he really is. At the end of that's just the way to put it. But
At one time, he was the most famous human on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And if you don't think the good Lord's got a sense of humor, Si Robertson, the most famous person, and arguably, I guess for some people, probably a sex symbol. That you don't think the good Lord got a sense of humor?
Oh my goodness!
I'm here to tell you.
And almost wasn't going to be on the show.
Yeah, they almost weeded him out from the beginning. You know.
Willie said, "No, you might want to hang around him for about 10 minutes."
Yeah, just give him a chance.
What surprises me all these years that I've been with him and traveled with him to all these places, I mean, it's amazing. And I know it's probably in one of his books, but, you know, he didn't care. He would get up in front of everybody, anybody. He's always going to testify about his relationship with Christ. It don't stop him for a minute. We had probably a couple hundred people in a room, and they were building something. This was in Mississippi. Jay's been there before, over to this place in Mississippi, but they were building something, and Si got one of the 2x4s and started drawing the gospel symbols on them. And like Hacksaw Dugan, he's pounding that board against, and everybody's looking. He says, "Boys, he died for you. Why don't you just repent? Turn from your way." They all started clapping and crying and saying, "Thank you, Si." I was like, "Where did you get that from?" He was like, "Hey, the Spirit just hit me." I said, "That was a pretty good sermon, Si," but everywhere we went, he would never back down. He would never shrink back. Nuh-uh. I mean, he's just a hero.
Unapologetic.
Yep.
I guarantee you there. He is.
Yep.
To steal another line, unashamed.
Ooh,
that's
true.
No.
And
spin off.
there's nothing more enjoyable to him than hunting with Jay. He's got so many Jay Stone stories.
Oh, well, let's get into some of them when we get back from this little break right here. Let's get back to the adventures of Si and Stone. We'll be right back.
John, what do you protect your home with?
The thundering herd.
Yeah.
the hot tub bubbles.
Yeah.
First line of defense.
Okay.
Benelli.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, all right. So look, there's lots of ways you can protect your home. We all do it. We have security systems. We have shotguns. Most of us have dogs. Godwin's got the whole neighborhood full of dogs.
Everybody's dog.
I guarantee you, they all show up at the Godwin house because there's going to be a feed there. But the thing that you can't protect yourself is your actual title to your home, because all of that information exists digitally. But good news is HomeTitleLock.com can protect you for that. And what happens is people will file a quitclaim deed against your house. They'll forge your signatures, all that, and then they're going to take out loans against what you've worked your whole life to build up. Mm-hmm. You'll never have any idea that they do that. It's not protected by insurance, nothing. And all you're going to do is get some past due notices and collection notices, and then it's too late. So if you want to right now, go to HomeTitleLock.com, register your address, see if you've already been a victim. They'll tell you right then, and then you can use the code RADIO for 30 free days of protection. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com.
Burns me up.
Well, I think we've all got plenty of Si stories, but I love hearing the adventures of Jay and Si on a hunt, whether it be deer, ducks, turkeys, whatever they're chasing. So, Stone, what is your best? Give me your best one. You and Si.
Well, my fondest memory of one of our hunts when my daughter, BK, she was 10, and she wanted to go deer hunting and shoot her first deer. And so I called up Si. I said, Bullfrog ready to shoot a deer. You won't come? He said, yeah, oh yeah. Let's go get it.
Oh, yeah.
So Si's deer stand, I got him it used to be a duck blind. It's about 30 foot long, and I enclosed the shooting porch and made little slits so it'd be real dark in there. In other words, I Si-proofed it because he's always moving, shaking his tea glass, coughing.
Standing up to take a leak 57
Oh, yeah, okay,
times.
boys. Yeah. So we're up in that stand, and I've been chumming them pretty good. Well, old doe comes out. Bullfrog gets ready. We've been practicing for a year. We started with a BB gun, went to a pellet gun, went to a 22, got up to a 6.5 Creedmoor. And she's solid. She shoots better than I do. Everything's ready. Well, Si's got his binoculars. Well, the chum ain't but 50 yards. So this deer comes walking up. Si takes out his binoculars, 50 yards away. He says, "All right, bullfrog, there she is." And that deer just starts. I said, "Si, be quiet." He said, "Huh? Oh, okay." So she walks up to the chum. She starts eating. And bullfrog is up there with a rifle. He said, "Wait till she turns broadside, bullfrog." And that deer is looking around, looks right at us. I said, "Si, you got to be quiet." He said, "Oh, okay, okay." So bullfrog lines up on her. Deer jumps straight up in there, lung shot. Stand there wobbling. Si's looking at her. He says,
Binoculars.
"All right, bullfrog, I think you might ought to shoot her again." And he said, "Whoa, wait a minute. She's a wobbling. She's a wobbling."
Play by play.
And then, and then that deer falls over, and Si hollered, "She's down!" And me and Si are high-fiving, we're I look over at Bullfrog. She's like one of them Scar Story Indians. She just set her weapon down and did just like this.
Yeah. She's looking at y'all saying, "Act like you've been there before."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I said, "Si, did you see that?" He said, "Oh yeah, I saw it. All right." I said, "Is that a good sign or a bad sign?" He said, "Oh, that's a good sign right there."
Oh, well, that's what you got to love about the man. There was nobody in that moment on this earth happier for your daughter than Si.
That's right.
I mean, happier than her, even you. Si was, but that's the kind of man he is. I mean, he'd much rather see that than go kill a deer himself.
That's right.
I mean, that's what, you don't find that with many people. There's a lot of people that'll say that, but to actually mean it and see it, it's always something else. I mean, I'm trying to think back. Man, I got so many with that old rascal that I think my favorite one was the first time I ever took him duck hunting. I wasn't working here, wasn't nothing, and we met at the truck stop. And I said, "Si, he want to go kill geese," and I was a rice field hunter back then. I was like, "Oh, we go kill some specklebelly." We got to that field that morning and we pulled in. I saw all these feathers, and I was like, I just looked at him. I said, "Si, this ain't been here. Like this is new, and it's the end of the season." And this one of them return migrations. The ducks had come up from the south since the last time I'd been there, and they loaded that thing up. And me and Si sat in that pit blind and picked out mallard drakes and bull sprigs at 20 yards, and he just cackling the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Them boys down on the riverbank ain't killing squat." And he's just, because with them boys, it is somewhat of a competition between Phil and Si and Jace. So he's just laughing. He said, get Jace on the phone. Let's tell him about this. So I took the phone from me and then just, I'm telling you, Bull Spriggs, backpedaling it. We doing it again. We'd invite you, but you can't come. He was just laying the wood to him. And me and Si went back to that field every day for like 5 days and we killed full limits of mallard drakes and pintails. And I had more fun that week than I ever had duck hunting because Si went back to being like a 15-year-old again. It was just like being a kid. There were no cameras involved. It was nothing. And we just had a big old time.
Well, that's what makes him so fun to be around because he is a kid.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Every trip we go on, it's like I'm taking one of my kids.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's I would much rather go on a trip with Si than anybody else on the face of the earth,
including stopping for the bathroom.
Except for maybe your wife. You may want to.
Well, I'm talking about hunting and fishing trips.
There you go. Yeah.
Let me specify.
Yeah, amen to that.
But boy, is he a blessing to a lot of people, and I feel really blessed to have known Uncle Si as long as I have, and to spend so much time with him. And don't ever think that I take it for granted. It's such a blessing.
Amen.
I know we all feel the same way.
Amen. Yeah. Godwin, give us one. What?
Well, I'll give you a non-hunting one. It was when we had the Texas Motor Speedway for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Si, was you there?
Oh, yeah.
Me and Si was there on Friday. Y'all wasn't there yet. I don't know what was going on, but we was at the trailer and seeing fans and stuff and taking pictures. And this guy comes up, and he said his name was Jeff Whaley. He said, "I'm Richard Petty's guy, and he wants to meet you and Si. And you need to come with me I'm going to take you to his coach. So me and Si and I guess Phillip and Paula, we loaded up on the golf cart and he took off. We went in there back in the Holy Land where all the coaches are and went in there, Richard Petty's coach, and him and Si talked and talked and talked. They talked so much they run out of stuff to talk about and went to talking about the show Cops. Both of them watch it. And they got to talk about episodes of that, and finally Jeff was saying, well, King, you got an appearance you got to go to, so we got to cut this off. And we've been there about an hour, I guess. So he said, okay, wait. He runs over and he gets in the printer, rips a piece of paper out of it. Si, will you sign this for
Richard Petty asking for all of it.
Yeah. So everybody leaves. We get on the golf cart, and we're fixing to leave. And Si said, that old guy was nice. He said, I always did want to meet that Earnhardt fella.
I had no idea.
I said, Si, that was Richard Petty.
That's fantastic. Completely oblivious. Man.
Classic side.
Phillip, you got one for us?
Oh my goodness, I've got a bunch.
I know you do.
But I'm gonna just tell y'all one, and it ain't a hunting story. I've been banned from the hunting blind for 30 years, and I say, Si, can you?
Ear ringer.
Yeah. Well, he's short.
Hey, no, it was because I jumped up shooting before Phil said cut him, and then it was banned for life.
That's right.
I said, Si, can you get me back in? Nope, son, you're done. I said, Si, we're best friends. You ought to be. No, hey, you're out. That's as far as that goes.
Well, it was 50 till.
That's better.
Don't do that.
That was better than Dejan on 200 till.
Yeah.
So we get invited to Brooks and Dunn and Reba. Okay, and Si's fired up, and Miss Christine wants to go. She's fired up about it, and so me and my wife and Si and Christine and Sadie and her assistant are they're supposed to go with us. They send us these tickets, $2,500 a piece, and it's backstage before the show, front row after the show, all this kind of cool stuff. And so I got me and my wives, and I got Si and Christine's and Sadie and her assistant, who's supposed to be going. So we go over to Vegas to see the show, and when we go to the concert the next day, which I did end up getting third, was pretty nice, and I gave him all his money back because he needed me to, surely. He rebought. I said, here, just call it even.
Yeah, we'll call it good.
Yeah, so we're standing in line, and we're going to the Brooks and Dunn and Reba. And this couple comes up. They're celebrating a year anniversary, and they're like, oh, my goodness, Uncle Si, look, can we get our picture with you? Yeah. And then they say, y'all going to see the concert? Yeah. We want to go, but it's really expensive. And Si says, hey, Sadie and her person didn't show up. He said, Phillip, give them those tickets. I said, here's $5,000 worth of tickets for y'all.
Happy anniversary.
I said, you're with us from now on. You're going everywhere we go. They're crying, and, Si's laughing and cutting up and loving it. So we all go in, take pictures, and everybody's really gravitating to Si, not Brooks and Dunn and Reba, but just Si is overwhelmed with people. We go to the concert. It's great. We have a good time. Afterward, it's the same type thing. And when we walk out, not Ronnie Dunn, the other one. Kix Brooks. He says, Si, all I got to do is put this baseball hat on. Nobody even notice me. I can walk out the doors and nobody even know. But the mistake was he walked out with Si, and about 300 people gathered around him and just started going wild. And he was like, good grief, man. He said, you can't go anywhere, can you? So I was like, no. But that's one of my greatest memories, spending a weekend at Caesar's Palace with Uncle Si. And one last story about that was funny. We were going, after our poker tournament, we were going back upstairs, where our wives were. And these two ladies were standing beside the elevator, and they said, hey, blah, 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 blah. And so I was like, yeah, come on. And he puts his arms around him. He says, Phillip, hurry up and take a picture. We got to go. I said, Si, they don't want a picture. He said, do what? I said, they don't want a picture. Get your arms off of them. They want something else. He said, oh, good grief, son. We got out of there.
Time to go.
Yeah.
Time to go, boys.
One of them
I can't
card
get over it.
poppers.
$2,500 a ticket
Per ticket. And that couple sent us a letter that was so sweet with pictures like we never had a night like this in our life. It's unbelievable.
That's
There's
fantastic.
one person. go see. I'll pay $2,500 to go see, and that's Jesus.
Let's take one more break.
Can I hear 25, 35 years?
This is when you miss Si the most because Si absolutely loves the Omega XL.
Shake it one time,
and what
John.
he loves more than the way it rattles is he loves reading this because to him it blows his mind that people have spent 35 years researching and developing something that actually helps you. So Omega XL attacks the inflammation that causes the pain. Unlike pain relievers and topical rubs, it neutralizes inflammation and doesn't just mask the problem. So, you know, that's incredible. If you want to try Omega XL, let's help you get started. You can order a bottle now and you will get a second bottle for free. All you have to do is visit omegaxl.com/duck. That's omegaxl.com/duck or call 1-800-844-4888. That's 800-844-4888. Get your 2 bottles today.
When I was filling up his pill magazine the other day, he said, "Hey, you got that Omega in there?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
35 years.
Yep. OmegaXL.com/duck. Give it a whirl.
This is true. When Jay and Si were gone down south hunting, Si said, he said, "All right, Phillip," he said, "all these stickers on my truck, I want them gone. Every one of them." Because they don't support him anymore. They don't sponsor him anymore. I said, okay. We took off all the stickers, cleaned his truck, fixed everything that was broke. But I got it totally clean. Yeah. And I found a knife up under the seat that was open. And like nobody would ever find this knife again. It's like gone forever. And I wedged it back out of there. And I was like, oh, okay. I put it in my shirt pocket. So when I took him his truck, I was like, here's your truck sign, and he looked at or whatever. He looked at it. Maybe he had gotten back in his truck. I can't remember. But I said, "Si, what do you think about your truck?" "Where's my binoculars?" I said, "They're in the back of the seat. Did you see your truck?" Yep. I said, "I found something in your truck that you would not believe. A knife. Where is it?" It's in my front shirt pocket. He's like, "Give it to me."
He knew it had been
How'd
gone.
you know that? He's like, "Yep, I lost it and never could find it. I figured you'd get it for me."
It sure has been fun sitting here thinking about Si, and I'm just glad that he's doing good and will be back with us hopefully next week. So, but we're going into the last week of duck season. This is, it's a weird time of year. It's always like, dang, it's over. And then there's also that like, thank God it's over. I mean, you're just kind of, as ragged as the ducks are worn, so are we.
Yeah.
And
then what are we going to do now?
Oh, I tell you what we're going to do now.
We're facing a sore lip of mall.
We're gonna get on them crappies is what we're going to do.
I done started.
Now we got, if anything like this year, we're going to be making a bunch of duck calls.
Or
too.
that. Yeah.
Speaking of duck calls,
That's y'all's department.
I've been on R&D on the new duck call for next year. Well, actually, there's 2 of them I'm working on. One of them is the Phil Robertson Pro Series. So I told Phil about it. I said, I gave him the prototype. I said, I want you to try this duck season. And if you like it, we'll run it. And he said, I got one condition. I said, what's that? He said, it needs to be better than the Jace Robertson Pro Series.
It's always a competition with him.
Okay. I said, we'll make it a little bit louder and a little bit raspier, and we'll have what them boys in Arkansas will call reverb on the milk down. In other words, and that's in duck call lingo, as you milk down your notes, you still get that ducky,
nasally,
raspy, nasally sound as you decrease your airflow.
Yeah, which is what I like too. That's
right.
I like that nastiness on the low end.
That's right.
That's what
and that's
want.
hard to get.
Yeah.
And so I brought it to him. He blew it. He said, "You know what? That's the best one you've come up with yet."
Since last year.
He said, "I don't care if it does have my name on it." I said,
well, you'll never see that one again. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, so that's the new one. It's been Phil approved, so that'll be coming pretty soon now.
June, July, we'll release them to everybody. Yeah, it's it's that time of year. I mean, it's that time of year where people, if you don't understand, all you knew was a show. This is like February to September generally is when we build all of the duck calls. That way during the fall we can back off of it. Now y'all have been so good to us the last few years that we just work year round. So
You ain't lying.
I mean, it's just they leave here faster than we can build them for the most part. Which look, don't hear us griping. That's a blessing. You know, we're thankful for the work and thankful for our jobs. So, yeah, we love it, and you know that's what we're staring down the barrel of. We're at the end of duck season, but it, you know, when it does end, we all basically there's like an unspoken week off there of like after duck season because you got to charge in batteries, man. You don't realize just how run down you are until you wake up Monday morning and you're not going
with no alarm clock.
Yeah, and you wake up at 4 o'clock.
That's right, same time.
Yeah, and you're like, and that goes on for a week and a half until you finally get into a new schedule. And then you know you have to. Then you're dating your woman again. You got to start going to dinners and picture shows and all that kind of good stuff.
Yep.
So,
well, but you know, back when I had a real job, you know, I never had that problem.
yeah, buddy.
So there's people thinking right
Luxury.
now. They say, "You suckers," you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about you. But
You do 60 straight days with that Robertson bunch and tell me how much you love duck hunting. That's all I got to tell you. They tested me 3 years. They broke me. I said, I got to find a better mousetrap. There's an easier way to do this.
I'm married in, so.
Yeah, you in.
You can't get out.
Yeah. There wasn't nobody happier to see Jay Stone pull up around here than me. Because I was a single one, not married, down there moving decoys under the cover of midnight. Like, I mean, I said, why can't we just get here 30 minutes early anyway? We can't just do it then. No, we'd run them off. That way we get in there quiet. I'm like, good night. About 3 years of that, I said, all right, boys, I'm out.
Yeah.
Y'all
Quiet
lost
with
me.
Si. You ain't getting in there quiet with Si in the blind.
I'll tell you what, though, it's like I said, it is a grind, and I would say an infatuation with misery. It's Phil's favorite thing to do. Of course, he loves it. He loves that hard hunting, grinding, you know. But he'll sit in that duck blind, daylight to dark, every day, and people don't realize that. And look at the sky all day long, from daylight to dark,
And
every day.
believe they're just
And
about
he'll
to
tell
show
you
up.
they're coming, and I'm telling you, there will never be another one like him when it comes to having the passion that he has for duck hunting.
Well, and it helps, too, when you live 1.5 miles from your duck hole.
Yeah.
And you're retired.
Right.
I like to think if I can get set up in that scenario, I may want to sit there all day, too.
Right, but he's been doing that same thing.
Oh, I know. Since I've known him, he was still somewhat employed whenever we first started. And I remember I hated if I saw him bring a bag of snacks. I said, "Oh my goodness
Riding
gracious!"
the hole, boys.
I knew right then. I was like, "I need to break a leg, a toe. I need to be able to get out of here." But if I saw him carrying a grocery bag, we there all day. You about to hear the world famous line? Oh, about 2:30. I've seen it happen around here, son. I'm telling, we're gonna tear their tails
Be
off.
telling your grandkids about what happened here today. Get some more bullets out.
Yeah. Generally, a guy like me or Godwin see a bag of honey buns, we get fired up. You see Phil toting them, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't got nothing to do today.
But he's 74 now, and I promise you, he could ride it out every day, all season long.
74, and this year I saw him make 2 of the best shots I've ever seen him
He
make.
still got it.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I was just like, I looked at him and said, boy, I'm glad they ain't on my end. Boom, dead. And I was like,
Yeah,
the
he
man
was
still
talking
got
to
it.
somebody.
Yeah. He was telling me a story.
Yeah.
And grabbed his
Wasn't
gun and
even looking.
grabbed his gun and shot the woody before I even got my hand on my gun.
While he was in the seated position.
Yeah. He was telling me a story. And I'm the one that saw the woodies.
Wide open.
He saw my reaction, raised up, bolt, dead. And I was like,
I just said, that's my friend.
yeah, hand me that woody.
Yeah. He loves it.
All right, let's take our last break. We'll be right back after this.
So the greatest ride the hole story.
Uh-oh.
They're all sitting in the blind from daylight to dark. I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
I just heard the story.
Yeah. Left.
Don't ever do. So they ride it out from daylight to 5 minutes before legal shooting hours ends. They have 3 ducks all day. Everybody gets out of the blind with 5 minutes to go. They're 100 yards from the duck blind, and somebody said, look at that. And 100 mallards were descending on the decoys
They wouldn't.
as they were riding off.
They wouldn't.
Backing out of the boathouse.
No, they wouldn't have
Backing
come.
out of the boat run.
They wouldn't have come in. That's them devil
was
ducks.
collect-
That's them Sunday morning ducks when you got to leave and go to church. Happen. You want to see some ducks? 8:40 on Sunday morning when you got to leave and go to church.
That's
you
right.
just look up and
Oh,
they
yeah.
backpedaling everywhere. You're like,
Yeah.
that's the devil duck.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They trying to keep
Yeah,
you from
but-
going to
Gotta
meet
keep
with a
going,
brother.
I'll tell you this
Keep
though,
on.
as miserable as he can make it, I have some of my fondest memories that I will cherish for the rest of my life from riding out that duck blind from
Ride the
daylight
hole.
Yeah.
to dark.
With Phil.
So there's always a silver lining, especially with him.
Well, and with
Yeah.
Phil, there's nobody that you've never not been offended at calling you a fat boy except for Phil Robertson. He just look at it and say, them fat boys, I'm going to miss him calling me
Well,
that.
you know,
I really will. It's funny.
he's the ultimate nickname giver, or him or Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Willie's a good one. But
Oh, yeah.
once Phil gives you a nickname, that's who you are.
That's it.
That's right.
And you start calling yourself that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's
Hey,
fantastic.
Size told me, oh man, I can't call them that. It's hard for me to call them these names that they give them. You know.
Oh, I've heard it all. Oh, thick legs, no legs. I mean, it's generally, if you have any kind of physical abnormality, that's your
Male
name. You
or
go-
female.
Yeah.
And if you got red hair, you're something red. Jimmy Red,
Yeah.
Billy Red, Toby Red. There's everybody. If you got a red hair in you,
Well,
you
they
got
call
hung with that. one.
W.E. Billy Red Shoes. They called him because he wore those red
Yeah.
sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Red Shoes.
What about Joe
Boston
Dirt?
Red Sox
Then you got
fan.
Burley, and then you got Snuffy, Huffy, Duffy.
Jimson.
There was a Jimson.
Yeah.
What do he call you? Horsehead.
Horsehead, Buster Crab.
Buster Crab.
He could never settle on one for
He
me.
called
Yeah.
what did he call Godwin? The Walrus. He
Oh,
came up
Walrus,
with that.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Then he called him Wildcat or something. And then
No, Godwin called himself Wildcat.
No, that's what he named.
Oh, well, then he called you a
that-
pussycat.
that
That
was-
was my favorite one.
That was about the time of Tombstone.
oh, that's
come out.
right. Phil called Godwin Wildcat. Or us back when Godwin weighed about $160.
Yeah, he got up
Yeah.
there. He got on up there, and he said,
Yeah.
"You don't like a wildcat no more. You look
No.
more like a pussycat now."
Yeah.
I was like,
He went a
"Oh,
Wildcat to a
he
Walrus.
looking like old Sweet Pea."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, I took a
Sweet
picture.
Pea
I took a
come-
pea of Sweet Pea
Did
for
you?
the audience.
Oh,
Sweet Pea's
Oh,
about
Sweet
50
Pea.
pounds.
Oh, Sweet
if
Pea
you
come
didn't
over
know.
that yesterday. He eased over there, and he didn't just lay
Oh.
down on my feet.
he flopped.
He just felt, just,
No.
That's it. There's
just
it.
failed.
Look at old Sweet Pea.
There's Sweet Pea.
There's
Now the
Sweet Pea.
story on Sweet Pea
The
is
40-pound.
That is a big cat.
when they picked Sweet Pea up, they thought it was a girl. Got it home, said it was a boy. So I said, "Ha, not gonna change the name."
No, Sweet Pea. You stuck with it.
Sweet Pea.
Just like Phil and his nickname.
Yeah.
But let's get into a couple of these emails. For all of y'all that reached out to us, thank y'all from the hello@duckcallroom.com email. If you have anything, please submit it. If you have any words of encouragement to Uncle Si, throw them out there to us. hello@duckcallroom.com. We will print them off and give them to Si. We appreciate y'all emailing in. We got this one from Keith that I thought was kind of funny, and especially since Stone is here, so I'm just going to read it.
Okay.
He said, "Hey guys, love the show and everything y'all stand for. I know Jace is not on the duck call room, and y'all say he is no fun.
I like
But
this.
I've always thought Jace is just as he seems, an absolute lover of Jesus Christ. If you duck call room boys had to describe old Jace, what would you have to say? Thanks and God bless." Look, let's just be clear. Nobody's ever questioned Jace's love for Jesus.
That's right.
That's
There's
right.
a lot of
There's
things
no
we'll
doubt.
question and make fun of him for. Any doubt or anything involving his love for Jesus, that's out. So, Keith, rest assured that part is true.
And look, and I'm thankful, very thankful for Jace because, and y'all, I've told y'all before, he shared the
Yeah.
gospel with me and my girlfriend
You might
30
not-
years ago, which has changed our lives, my children's lives, and they're going to be spouses' lives.
Oh, there's no telling how many
Thankful, yeah.
lives he's changed because
Oh, yeah.
Jace, just like Sif, just like Phil, they gonna let you know.
well, him and
you know.
Stone are best friends.
Well, no,
and act
me,
just
me and
alike.
Jace have been
What's-
friends
what's
for
Phil
20-something
say?
years.
Yeah.
Phil says the twins.
So, he calls what did he call us last year?
Or you
Dick and
Mutt,
Stab.
No, it
Mutt
was
and Jill.
Mutt and Jeff.
Mutt and Jeff.
Mutt
Yeah.
and Jeff is what he calls us.
Yeah.
Y'all
But
get hung with
we've
that
been
one.
friends 20-something years. I love him to death, like a brother.
Oh yeah,
But he's way too serious when we duck hunting.
and playing golf, and
Well, yeah.
just about it. He just wants to beat
He's
you
competitive.
down.
He's just so
Well, yeah.
competitive.
He
Yeah.
is. Well,
And
you
look,
know,
there ain't many things that I can beat him in. I can beat Willie in a lot of things.
Yeah.
But Jace, no. He's smart. He's like crazy smart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jace is the king of use the rules to your advantage.
Oh, yeah.
He gets that from his love for golf. He learns how to use every rule to his advantage.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
He just sits back and waits and then pounces.
Yeah.
What'd you call him?
Uh-oh.
Idiot savant?
No,
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
Oh.
All I don't know is he doesn't forget anything.
No, nothing.
I forget something I said 5 seconds ago.
Not him.
Yeah.
That's why he straps everybody at dominoes, cards, no matter what.
Poker, foot races.
Oh,
Yeah.
The only thing more impressive than his counting card skill is counting dominoes. The boy,
what?
one round around the
you ain't
table,
got-
he'll tell you
Hey,
what you got.
Play
Me-
one domino, he knows what everybody's
Oh, yeah.
got.
Yeah.
Me and Jay
Incredible.
beat him and Si, and I mean it was like the world burned down.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, "What
Dude,
happened,
yeah.
Si?"
He said, Stone plays like an idiot. You know, what
But we did strap him. One game.
One game, and he blames Si. He says, "Si, what are you thinking over there?
What are you doing?
What are you?
Why'd you play
Oh, we didn't
that?
let him live it down either, did we, Stone?
No, and then
I
he
love
looked at him. He said, "I got you figured out." Now. I
That's
said, "Okay."
That's funny. Look, another one from the hello@duckcallroom.com email I thought was kind of cool. Jennifer is asking us to wish her husband a happy birthday on February the 1st. So her husband's name happens to be Will Shakespeare.
Will Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Well, old
How
Bill.
about that? But the cool thing about Will, and the reason I'm reading this is because Will is a captain in the Army. So, Will, two things. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for your service because without guys and gals like you, we couldn't sit here and opine about a bunch of meaningless things like we do every week.
Yeah.
So, we do
Happy
appreciate
birthday.
that. Happy birthday. Look, if y'all have more, feel free to send them to the email address hello@duckcallroom.com. And then we're going to close with a scripture. Does anybody have one on their mind, or are we just going to wing this part of it? Does anybody?
Well, I'll tell you what changed my mind when Phil shared the gospel with me. He told me to read the Bible, and it's in Luke, the last chapter, 24. And it's when all them running buddies with Jesus run up in that upper room. They just killed Jesus, and so they were scared they were going to get persecuted or killed because they persecuting Christians. They run up in that upper room, locked the door. I'm sure they was praying, they was mourning, you know. They just watched their best friend get killed, you know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he just appears. He appears in the room, and it spooked them. It scared them, because, I mean, good grief. If I'd have see one of y'all die, I imagine I'd be pretty shook up too if somebody would just appeared. But he said, "Look at me. I'm not a ghost." You want me to read that?
Well, I mean, I got it pulled up for you.
That's
There's
awesome. Here, I'll read it.
Yeah.
I was just paraphrasing. And just as they were telling about it, they're talking about it, Jesus himself was suddenly standing there among them. "Peace be with you," he said, but the whole group was startled and frightened, thinking they were seeing a ghost. He said, "Why are you frightened? Why are your hearts filled with doubt? Look at my hands and look at my feet. You see that it's really me. Touch me and make sure that I am not a ghost. Because ghosts don't have bodies as you see that I do." As he spoke, he showed him his hands and his feet. Still, they stood there in disbelief, filled with joy and wonder. Then he asked them, "Do you have anything here to eat?" So he asked them for some fish, which is probably crappie. They gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he ate it as they watched. And when I read that, I got to thinking, wow. When it's our time and we gone, and then Jesus comes back, we getting our bodies back. That's what he said. That's what he had. That's why they were scared, because they recognized him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be me. You're going to be you. It's going to be awesome.
And from all accounts, there's going to be a fish fry.
Hey, you ain't joking.
That's right.
Guarantee you.
I mean,
Good.
good night. You know, he said, you know, this Duck Dynasty deal opened a lot of doors for us, and we get to travel and see, you know, beautiful mountain ranges, beautiful waterfalls, pretty oceans. I mean, America is the beautiful. And he just spoke all that into existence. But he said he's going back to prepare a place. Can you imagine what heaven's going to look like he's thinking about?
Wow.
Amen to that.
That's awesome.